go. We are back. It has been a minute, everybody, but here we are. It's another episode of the GGEZ.
We're here.
We're here. What's up, Jules? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Everybody, it's been a minute. Holidays were crazy. Work was crazy. Life's crazy. Also, let's be honest. Overwatch been a little boring. We haven't had much to talk about. Now we got a lot to talk about. So we're back. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can tell I'm Joel Cupcake. This is BBJulez. This is our show, the GGEZ podcast. So thanks for stopping by. Julianne, let's just jump right in. We got 5 days left of this season?
5 days left, yes.
At the time of this recording. Let me preface that. Sorry. Who knows when people are going to be checking this out.
As of February 1st, we have 5 days left.
Yeah, 5 days left. So that's crazy. I haven't been playing as much as I like just because of work and other being preoccupied. But I think that's good. I think a lot of people were upset with this season, Julianne. I don't know. I know you are.
Yeah, I mean, I think that just the first couple seasons have been, it's just like the same as it has been, with competitive play at least, got some issues with it, but it sounds like they're going to work on it, and I hope that they do so sooner than later. I know that some of it's probably not going to come until season 4, as we'll talk about, but hopefully good things coming.
Yeah, I mean, before we get too far down the agenda list, it has been, we haven't done an episode yet in the new year, have we?
No. So happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, so happy New Year, everybody. We're a little behind. There were some cool updates to the game. January 5th, there was a new free-for-all, or a new seasonal mode out of the Battle for Olympus free-for-all. I didn't get a chance to check this out. I don't do a lot of the limited time modes and any of that stuff. I don't know about you, Julianne. You mostly play comp, right?
I mostly just play competitive, but I played a couple games of the Battle for Olympus. It's just not really my thing personally, but
Yeah. One thing I'm really excited about is they finally added competitive capture the flag. I think that's cool. I'm definitely going to be spending some more time playing that pretty soon. Nice. I'm always a big CTF guy in any game I play, so.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, they buffed Junker Queen a little bit. Her adrenaline rush now heals for the remaining wound damage when the enemy dies with the wounds on them. I think that's how any bleed physics should be in any game, so I like that. Carnage is the cooldowns is decreased by 2 seconds for every enemy it impacts, and the blade does 30 less damage, but the blade does a 30 damage wound to the stuck target. Mm-hmm. So that stacks with the wounds caused by the quick melee or returning jagged blade hits. So you can really stack her healing. If you guys haven't tried Junker Queen yet, she's kind of like Reaper, where the damage she does is how she heals. Zarya, basically, you start losing charge a little less quick when you do your primary fire. Brig got a nice big 50 health buff to the barrier. And Moira, actually, her damage orbs now give you some healing goo back. So
some juice.
Gives you
some juice back.
The juice is loose, as we say. You know what I mean? That might be an old guy thing. I don't know. That might not be funny anymore. But yeah. Well, I mean, how I think that alone, those just few couple changes are good, Julianne.
Yeah, I think especially Junker Queen. I've seen people playing her a lot more, and I've definitely died to her a lot more than I have in the past. So definitely probably a necessary thing, but she's not overpowered. I think that she's at a good place right now. So
yeah, I think she's turned into how Roadhog was before he was overpowered, which is if you know how to play her, you're very good.
Right.
To me personally, I can't figure out how to play that character, how to save my life. You know what I mean? Which is fine, but I mean, she definitely has a skill set. I enjoy the fact that she's still one of the few characters that's actually pretty countered by Lucio, because she doesn't do that much damage with her AoE, so it's easy to keep the team alive, but also you actually boop her at the right angle and she can't hurt you for a little bit, So
yeah, I agree with that a little bit, just because I was playing a game yesterday, I think, and we were in an overtime situation, and I just kept booping her out of the way. So I only play Lucio when we're in an overtime situation. Your girl does not play Lucio.
Yeah.
So we won, but I was like, I just kept booping her away because she was, trying to get up in her shit. And I was like,
Yeah.
not happening.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you don't have like the May to block her or the Semestra to really deal with, her before she can react, it makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I do think the buff's good. I mean, one thing I'm noticing so far that they're doing with Overwatch 2, Julianne, is like I feel like in Overwatch 1 we had that problem where characters were just like left in the abyss for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was like almost literal years where people wouldn't touch characters before the dev team would like give them some updates or some changes. And it's like right now the only truly obscure tank is the fucking hamster, is Wrecking Ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But every once in a while you do run into the people that just are like perfect with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, every once in a while they are those specialists on ball, and it is
I mean
very frustrating.
Very frustrating. I still think Winston needs some more love. I still don't like where they left him.
Mm-hmm.
I think like if you compare him to D.Va as the two main dive tanks, it's just not. There's no balance. It's just not there.
I feel like Monkey is in a pretty good spot right now. Like he can maybe use a little bit of a buff, but he's like, I don't know. Like I've had some monkeys on my team recently that have just killed it, and like he's really good against Ramatra. If you can play him well, which we all know everyone's playing Ramatra right now, so it's an option to counter if you don't have Ramatra because Battle Pass diff.
Oh God, that's right. I forgot about that.
But yeah, I think that I feel like at least the games that I play in, Monkey is in a good place, but he could use like a little.
He's just like he's just too squishy, I think is what it is. Like it's either give him a little bit of more armor on the front end or a smaller hitbox, bigger health pool, or the bubble. Like don't do 12-second cooldown, do like an 8-second cooldown. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of people are going to argue that point, but it's like the bubble goes away easy. Your whole point with Winston is to cause chaos and disruption. Like D.Va can dive and kill somebody a lot quicker than Winston can.
Mm-hmm.
Winston can, but he's more of a like get in, get out type of person.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like the tank version of Genji.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
D.Va can kind of fly in and hang out if she has good healers and good team with her.
Yeah, well, she has her defense matrix too, which totally helps.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing is that Winston doesn't get something as strong as that.
Yeah,
and that's what I think he's lacking. I think his damage is fine. I think they did nerf his chain reaction, or the chain lightning a little bit, which I'm not going to argue about that because it takes no skill to use. You
hate that ability.
No.
Oh, I thought you meant. Never mind. I thought you meant the long range.
Oh, the long range. It doesn't do any. It's not worth using.
It's so annoying though. It just like tickles you from afar. I'm like, can you stop?
Yeah, but that's the thing is it's annoying. It doesn't do enough damage to be deadly, but it also moves too slow. Like it's easy to just be like, boop, I sidestepped it,
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I'm always going to complain about the monkey not getting enough love.
Yeah.
But anyways, besides that, like even then, the characters like the monkey and the hamster, they will give them buffs here and there. Like they're not just leaving people left in obscurity, and I think that's really promising. I don't think they want to have the same issue with longevity that they did with the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Because the player base was very small at the end.
Yeah.
So, but I like those. So season 2 is ending soon. In season 3, we have a big Ramatra nerf coming. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if it's a nerf per se. I think it's a balance.
It's a nerf. But it's a good nerf.
It's a nerf, but it's like needed. You know what I mean? Like sometimes they nerf people and it like, oh, now the character is like unplayable.
Yeah,
I think this is a needed change.
100%.
Why don't you walk us through that, Julianne? What is that?
Yeah. So basically, as everybody who plays Overwatch probably knows by now, Ramatra's infinite ultimate ability, Annihilation, is super fun to play against. It is infinite as long as there's somebody within the range of it, and the range is gigantic, and he runs really fast. So you really can't get out of it. It's really fucking annoying, and I'm really glad that they're changing it. So they're going to be changing his ultimate so that it has a cap of 20 seconds. But the timer will tick down slower if the enemies are in the radius. So then, yeah, so it'll be, able to be countered a little bit more, and it won't be an everlasting ultimate ability, especially because I feel like people don't really understand him yet. Like, I've noticed that, like, people don't know that his, like, if you have a shield, it, like, will stop his ult if you hold up your shield, which is huge, instead of just, like, standing there swinging at him.
Yes.
Like if you're a Reinhardt or whatever, I don't know. So like I had a game yesterday where somebody was like, Ryan, put up your shield, it will stop the ult. This man had his ult going for so long. And then like the other thing too is people will just like stand in it. Like it's one thing if you're trying to kill him, but like they'll just stand in it and just, I don't know. Just
I think he's too new, and I think people don't know how to play against him because like I've been having some luck playing as him because to me he kind of reminds me of Orisa. You have like a flow. You have to like use his abilities into his ability because if you're just only trying to do good in tank form or only trying to do good in DPS form, like you're not helping your team. I know, like me for example, I forget to use his fucking like little projectile shield all the time.
Yeah.
Because if I'm like shooting and then like I shoot that and then like I forget to stop it at the right travel time, which is, I'm getting better at that. I'm working on it, but I think that's the other thing is like people don't realize like he's a flow tank, like he's not a Rhine. You don't just stand there. You know what I mean? Like, and I think people think that distinction is the problem.
Yeah, I think that people are still getting used to him, and I'm hoping that when this balance comes out in 5 days, hopefully. They said in season 3. They didn't say starting in season 3. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I do think later. I do think it's kind of one of those like, I've always had a lot of nuances with the way certain ultimates work in the game against each other. Like whenever I die from a Diva Bomb and we're in Zen's ult, I'm like, okay, that's a little silly. You know what I mean? They've done a lot of tweaking with Lucio's like drop the beat in the past, where like I remember when you could drop the beat and it didn't matter if you got hooked, it didn't matter if you got Diva Bomb, like you were good. And now like the Diva Bomb still beats the beat drop if on Lucio specifically or like another squishy,
Yeah, I have to say that Diva Bomb is generally pretty avoidable. So it's really annoying to die from it because then it's like, really, you died from that?
Yeah.
Thankfully, because otherwise that would be super annoying.
Yeah, but I mean, my point with the ult thing was like, if someone pops a Zen ult and a Ramatra ult, all you're doing is healing your teammates, so his ult just keeps going off.
Totally, yeah.
And so it's like I think the 20-second cap is important. I think it's because they don't, this is a problem that a lot of games with characters with abilities have, like Apex and other games, is like all they're doing is they're just pushing forwards with new characters and they're not making the old characters viable against the new characters. So you have to adjust the new characters appropriately so it's balanced, like right now Overwatch is much more balanced than Apex, and I cannot believe that sentence came out of my mouth, but it's true. You know what I mean?
Apex must be a shit show then, because Overwatch is a hellhole.
Oh yeah. Apex is, let's put it this way, in Apex right now, Julianne, the next season, so we haven't had a new gun in 5 seasons now. Okay, next season we don't have a new legend coming, and the map changes. Like, so those of you that don't play Apex, it's a battle royale. Every hour is a different map you play, and whenever there's map updates, there's always teasers in a map. The map right now that has the teasers for the next season's content is literally unplayable. Like it force crashes your game on every single system.
Nice.
So they took it out of the rotation. So it's like we don't even know. We're not even excited about what can be coming next. So it's like I'd rather have, at least Overwatch is playable. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
It might not be fun.
Yeah, it's not always fun.
At times, but it's playable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, enough about that.
But yeah,
I think that's a W overall with the Ramatra change.
Definitely. Another good thing that they're going to be implementing in season 3 is they're bringing back Overwatch credits. which would previously be shown as legacy credits and have been unearnable in Overwatch 2.
Yes.
But now all players can earn up to 1,500 credits as free rewards and another 500 credits as premium rewards with the Battle Pass. They're also adding more uses to the credits, so you can choose from different rewards. Specifically, they're making 2 related updates to the hero gallery. So first, nearly all the legendary and epic tier skins prior to Overwatch 2 launch will be available in the hero gallery for purchase with either Overwatch coins or credits. And then basically they're lowering this, and they're lowering the standard price of the legendary skins to 1,500 coins or credits, so that, you know, when you get the 1,500 credits throughout
the battle pass
playing, you know, well, the battle pass I think has an additional 500.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're
yeah, correct. But if you play, you know, throughout the season, you can earn up to 1,500. So if you play enough, you can earn enough coins or credits to get a legendary skin of your choice.
And that's one a season, that's a pretty nice. So like,
yeah.
And if you're doing well enough, you're getting those, and you're getting enough. You know, what I forget what the stupid tokens are called that allow you to get the golden guns.
Oh, the competitive points.
Yeah, the competitive points. Like if you're getting enough competitive points and enough of those, you can get a gold weapon and a legendary skin every season. Like that's not a bad deal for free.
Yeah. So I think that's good. So that, you know, people don't have to just pay for all the skins that they want. You know.
Yeah, and I also like that in the hero gallery update. You know, I think you just mentioned it. Like you can buy a lot of the old event skins.
Yeah. So you don't have to wait for the events to roll around again.
Yeah, so. Like I use the Lucio like Pan Pacific All Stars skin where his like hair is like a mane, and it like changes colors with whichever beat drop mode you're in.
Nice.
Like if you're in healing or speed, and like I love it. And every single game, I get someone that's like, "Yo, where'd you get that skin?" Every single game, like without fail, because it is one of the sicker looking ones. You know what I mean? So I think that's good. And like I don't have the Surf and Turf Torb skin, and that pisses me the fuck off.
That's the one I have. I love that one.
I know you do. I'm jealous. You know, so like, but now the opportunity to be able to buy some of that stuff, and like I think like other than Pink Mercy. I really like the Switzerland Mercy skin, like her Olympic game ones.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you've seen that where she's just red.
Yeah, I have every single Mercy skin.
Oh, jeez Louise. I don't even have every single Lucio skin. Well, you've been playing, you play a lot more than I do. But
yeah, no, I have, my favorites though are the Atlantic All-Stars Mercy skin from, I think it was 2018 or 19.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's the same year I used from the Lucio one.
Yeah, and then I really like the mage skin, so like the recolored Witch Mercy skin.
Oh, yes.
It's all white. I love that one. And then the Pink Mercy skin, of course. So.
Well, yeah, duh. I mean, that's the one I use when I play Mercy. It's the Pink Mercy skin. I love it because it throws everybody off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
but yeah, and then so. Let's see what else, and then so they have announced that in season 4, rank resets are going to be gone. They're going to be after season 4. They're going to be a thing of the past. Which they tweeted it might have been a misstatement, but it looks like rank decay is also leaving.
Yeah,
which seems really strange to me because it seems like you're going to have too many people able to survive in an area they don't deserve. Overwatch and Halo are the only 2 games, in my opinion, that have ever done rank decay appropriately, like ever done it in like a semi-fair way. I think Halo 3 is still the best one that's ever done it, but Overwatch is the second best.
Yeah,
I think leaving the rank resets behind, I think they're about to be the only game really that does that, right? Because even Valorant has resets, right?
So yeah, but I feel like there's like a balance. So like in Overwatch 1, for example, like I pretty much stayed in my rank, but I was like say I was, you know, high diamond, I would be like low diamond. You know what I mean? And so I don't know if they're gonna do something similar where they just kind of adjust it a little bit. Because I mean, right now, as it stands, like last season, I ended D3, and then I logged in the next day, and I was like gold something, and I was like, all right, so like 2 whole ranks lower, and then I've just been clawing my way back yet again up the ranks, And so I'm fine with it, like a little bit of an adjustment, but so that you can still like get out of it and like get back to where you were like in a reasonable time frame and then progress more. I also feel like decay isn't a bad thing. I feel like if you're not playing the game, then maybe your skills aren't as like sharp as if you were to play it a lot more. So I feel like decay is fine. I don't think that really is an issue, like if they were to leave decay in the game. But yeah, I think that like the way that the rank adjustments are now is really frustrating to a lot of people. And then also, I don't know if it has to do with that, but the games that I play, the like skill level of all the players, like I get gold players in my games and I'm just like, can we not? Like, especially like it's a lot of the time it's my tank, and I feel like tank is such an important role, especially because now there's only one of them, and a lot of the time it's just really frustrating because maybe they just aren't quite at that same level and they don't really know what they should be doing. Like maybe it works in gold, but it's not going to be working here, and then also I get GM and Masters players in my games, and they probably get really frustrated, So it's I'm hoping that they kind of figured that out sooner than later.
Yeah, and I mean they did make a comment in one of their tweets that there's ranked matchmaking updates coming soon, as well as, and then season 4 we have these updates to the competitive system. So hopefully, whether it's the launch of season 3 or sometime during season 3, you know what I mean, there's these matchmaking updates come, because I think in one of the blogs they even admitted what you're talking about. Like the spread is very frustrating, and they're acknowledging that, they're listening.
And I feel like a lot of the games that I play, it's either like it's very rare that I get a really fair, like even close game. And it's more common that I like either we roll the enemy team or they roll us, and it's just like there's no balance there at all. So hopefully they figure that out soon.
Well, I think more games. I think there's been a lot of things in the last even 5 years that have become a standard in matchmaking and in certain like abilities, like the no fill roll in Apex they added. I forget where they ripped off that idea from, but you know what I mean. Like that's nice, but then you couldn't do it in competitive. So like for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, like you can go into trios in Apex and hit no fill, and it won't give you a random teammate. Like you'll just drop as a duo with your team.
Yeah.
And so like that's cool, but then Apex makes it so you can't do that in ranked, and it's like okay, what the fuck? Like, but I think is it Valorant, or when you get to the high ranks, you can only load in with a buddy. Like you can't.
Overwatch does the same thing.
Oh, Overwatch does too. Okay, good. Yeah, there needs to be more of that, I think, across all platforms.
Yeah.
Because what is it when you're high in Overwatch? It's only like 2 of you that can queue.
It's duo, yeah. You can only duo, and I don't know exactly what rank it is. I've only ever hit Masters, and I was still able to queue
the full
with
team
friends. But I don't know. Like I know for sure top 500 can't. They can only duo. I don't know about GM.
Yeah. I would assume it's probably both of those, but
yeah, I think
and that's good. But I mean, I don't have a problem with that even being lower on the scale. You know what I mean? Like I think, like especially a game like Overwatch where it's a back and forth. It's not a BR, and BR is a little different because there's a lot more RNG in play. You know what I mean? We don't have that in this game. It's like it's all just your teammates. So it's
I think there's another thing that Valorant does that I think is a good thing. Like it's kind of annoying sometimes when you have 4 people that want to play and you need a 5th, but you can't queue as a 4 stack and just have like one random person.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's interesting. But
yeah, I see more changes like that. I think for every game, not just Overwatch. Like I'm glad Overwatch does it. I would like to see it. I mean, dude, even being, I'm diamond in DPS this season. You know what I mean? Like, even that would be nice to like. I'm still getting rickrolled by like a full 5 stack, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, so, that can be frustrating for sure.
Very frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some other cool stuff that we missed. That there was just a patch at the end of January. Orisa's Fortify, her health boost went from 125 down to 75. Haven't gotten to play around with it much yet. Don't know how I feel about it. I think you said you felt like it was a good thing, right?
Yeah, it was definitely a good thing. I feel like Orisa was like the tank to play for so long in Overwatch 2, and it kind of changed the game a little bit. I mean, you couldn't really play other tanks against her. You kind of just had to mirror Orisa. And then Ramatra came out and you could play Ramatra. But now I've noticed in my games there's just a little bit more opportunity to play other heroes against her. She's still really powerful, don't get me wrong. But I think that this was definitely a good, necessary change for her.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely used that as an oh shit button more than not. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, my favorite thing still to this day with that ability is like you see a Rhine charging the team and you just hit it, and then the Rhine's stuck in the middle of your team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love that. That like you can just negligate the Rhine charge. It's also, I'd love doing it to like mess with the Mei. You know, the Mei thinks she's being sneaky, and then you just hit that and just mess her ass up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a interesting change. So
I mean, I still think she's going to be, you know, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been watching a lot of the streamers. What do they play in like Grandmaster and Top 500, Juliana? Is it Orisa usually? Still?
Yeah, Orisa, Ramatra, but it's like one of those things where it's like you're playing, you know, say you're a tank and you're playing, you know, Junker Queen, and your enemy team has like an Orisa or a Ramatra, and you're like, fine, if they're not going to play a fun hero, I won't play a fun hero either. And it's like, you guys wanted to not have fun, so.
Yeah, no, fair. Yeah, I get that. For those of you that weren't paying attention, the Roadhog nerf is finally here, which I think is great. The hook damage is reduced. I didn't realize that when you hit someone with your hook, it was doing 30 damage. It's now down to 5. I think that's great. Sorry, the dog's scratching at the door.
That's okay. Bowie.
Come here. Come sit down. So that happened. The range, like, so when he hooks you and pulls you, you're 4 meters away instead of 3. This makes one shot's a lot harder. I mean, like the squishies, you're probably still in trouble. But for like the in-between characters like Torb and some of those, I think this is good. I think this is a good change.
It still doesn't one-shot even me as a Mercy player.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it gets me like really low. So if somebody else like tickles me even a little bit, I'll die. But it's nice.
So we're going to see the return of the shotgun melee then, basically.
Yeah.
Yes. That was always annoying. Like, oh, I got hooked and he hit me and I'm not dead. And then he just melees you and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And then let's see, the gun damage was reduced, the reload time was decreased, and the ammo was increased by 1. I like that. You know, it's a tank. A tank should never be too powerful. So like having a little extra ammo when it does less damage, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You know, and then how do they change the healer again, Juliana? I forgot to write it down.
Kiriko?
Yeah.
They basically they increased her recovery time for her healing cards.
Oh yes.
So it was increased from 0.85 to 1 second. So that people play her differently. They can, you know, have time in between healing to throw a couple kunais in there.
Yeah.
And do a little bit of damage. So they noticed, it says in the developer comments that she was outputting too much healing, more than what they intended her to be doing.
Yeah.
And people were just not playing her how she was intended to be played. So I think that's kind of funny. They're like, you're not playing the hero right, so we're going to change it. Like, the way that you're playing is just wrong.
Yeah, and it's funny because I feel like a lot of people, I mean, I'm a lower rank than you, but I do feel like a lot of people still haven't grasped how to play her. Like, there's certain maps, you know, like Eichenwald or whatever, have great time on her because you have plenty of the vantage points, but the cards take so long to travel and you're so squishy. You know what I mean? It's like, she's definitely like, you have to know how to play her.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're too close, the cards don't hit enough.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to be like close to medium range.
Yeah, you have to be definitely closer up to heal quicker. Because like you said, they do have a travel distance. And then also there's a range like that you straight up just can't reach with them. So it's good to be playing her like up in the mix, you know, but also you have your cleanse, you have your teleporting ability, so you can get out of the fight quickly if you need to, or go help a teammate that's somewhere else if you need to. But yeah, I think this was necessary because she was a little bit powerful as far as the healing goes, and people were like healing too much with her, and I think that it kind of encourages people to do a little bit of damage because her kunais are really powerful. If you hit headshots, like I have a friend that I play with, and if the enemy team has a widow, he just like 2-taps her and she dies. Like he does not care.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the breakdown for all the characters' headshot damage is, but she's definitely in the top 5.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like her move. If you hit the headshot kunais, it's like, like I've played her in some sweaty rank games, and it's like when it's just all the back and forth. You know what I mean? Like I'll just throw a couple, and I'll just like I'll get like random picks that I'm like, cool, all right, that's way too strong.
Yeah. So I think that it's good. It encourages people to use those in between their healing, and she still puts out a good amount of healing. She still has amazing ability. She's an awesome hero. So I think that she's still going to be an important character for sure.
Yeah. What's the are you what rank are you this season?
Right now I'm Diamond 5.
What are you seeing? Like, what's the typical team comp you're seeing right now?
Either Orisa or Ram, Mercy, Kiriko, Sojourn. Sometimes I get like a Junker Queen. And then I duo with Ashe players a lot. So in my games, it's like Mercy and Ashe, but a lot of Genjis too.
Oh, see, we don't see too many Genjis like in the lower ranks we do, but in like the once I'm in like actual diamond lobbies, I think a lot of people just know better.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of the Genjis that I've played with recently, like they do really well. Like I don't know what it is that makes him like viable right now compared to other times in the past, but people have been doing really well with him. I haven't really had a Genji on my team that is like not performing well.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah.
You're lucky. Yeah, no,
at least recently.
I think what it is I think it kind of goes back to when I was talking about the homie Winston earlier. Like I don't think a lot of the new players understand how to play dive characters.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of echoes too.
Oh, well, dude, she's honestly, that's what I hate fighting the most is Torb.
Yeah,
because of how quick she is. Like she's way
so little.
Yeah, and she's little, so it's like her. Like I have Pharah's not a problem to me as Torb. You know what I mean? Like she's annoying, but like as long as I know where she is, I can hit the shots. But the Echo can move that dash, and then like her little charge beam thing just just wrecks you. You know what I mean? And like the charge beam to me is a lot of visual clutter, just like Zarya. So I hate dealing with Zarya because it's not even the damage; it's the like I just freak out because I can't see anything.
Yeah, I was playing a game the other day with my friend. He was playing Ram, and it was so funny. We were in overtime on Kings Row.
Okay.
He was like, "There's so many colors. I don't know. I can't see anything. There's so many colors. It's all just colors." And I just started dying. It was just there's so much visual clutter right now in the game, and it's just
it's insane. It's insane, especially if you get like a Torb ult with a Zarya ult, or like a Torb ult with Ramatra with freaking Blizzard or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think what was happening was their Ramatra was ulting, and there was a Kiriko ult on both sides, and then there was a Moira ult on one side. So there was just so much going on.
I mean, I think my Xbox would have blown up at that. You know what I mean?
It's like it's just all colors. I can't see anything.
Yeah, it's like too many colors, and then also all the audio cues too. You're like, oh Jesus.
Yeah,
you know
there's a lot going on. That was so funny though. I was dying.
I get that. Yeah. You know, one thing I'm noticing is like, I really hope Overwatch starts to keep doing some tweaks to like the meta. You know what I mean? Because like, I'm tired of every game I lose is always either Sojourn and Ashe or Sojourn and Reaper. Like, I'm like, you know, like I know. I mean, dude, I got to. I'm high plat. I think I'm plat 2 right now.
A lot of bastions too.
Yeah. Oh god, don't even we already talked about that fucker. I don't even want to talk about him.
Yeah, lately it's been making me like mauled so hard.
Yeah. Well, and it's like people, nobody ever remembers how to counter him, but usually the teams that have a Bastion on are good at supporting said Bastion. So it's like annoying.
Yeah.
But it's like it like bothers me because like, dude, I got to plat 2, which is the highest, or maybe am I plat 1 now? I'd have to check. It's been a minute since I played ranked. With like primarily playing Torb and Semestra.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are like, wait, what? You know, when you tell them that, and it's like we have so many diverse characters, and there's the meta is really only like 8 characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that they continue to tweak the characters and get that done. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna if I mean I don't think I'll have time before the season's over. Like if I ever get out of plat and get to diamond, you know what I mean? Like I know I'm especially DPS wise, I probably can't hang playing those 2 characters.
Yeah.
Like maybe Torb, but like Semestra is very like map heavy. Like it depends 100%. On which map it is.
Yeah.
Torb you can kind of play on most of the maps now if you know the good turret spots and all this shit. But like, there's even like Sombra, like you spend so much time cloaked and away from the team building up your ult that it's like I don't know how useful they are once you get above diamond hobbies, So
I was playing against a Sombra the other day. And it was the most annoying shit that I've ever dealt with. She literally wouldn't stop hacking me. Like it was always me. Yeah. But it didn't really add value. Like I didn't die. She was just in the back line, like hacking me, and then like we won because she wasn't like doing anything. Yeah. And like luckily my team healed enough to like help me when she was like hacking me. But
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do hope we get a little bit more balancing in that regard. You know what I mean? Like it's like I do enjoy Overwatch 2 thus far because it's like if you're good at the character, no matter what, like you can be a help, with the exception of a tank. Like, I think the only tank that can really hang with the 2 main ones right now is Zarya. Like if you're God Zarya, it's okay for you to not play one of the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's still difficult though for your team.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like it's frustrating that it just makes the game harder than it needs to be.
Yeah.
When you're not playing the right counter picks. Yes. Like if you're in a game, where they have a Ramatra or an Orisa and you're playing Zarya, for example. Mm-hmm. Even if you're doing well, like doing okay,
Yeah.
It's still it's harder than it needs to be. Like just play the freaking meta and just win the game, go next. It's just it's just kind of
I'm always
annoying.
like a non-meta person and but I understand it going forwards, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like I do hope that they are able to tweak the viability a little bit more. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I know that Winston will never be meta. I don't remember which team it was, but the last year they had Overwatch League, one of the teams, the off tank ran Winston.
Never say never. There was double bubble. There was goats.
Oh God, don't get me started with the double bubble.
There was goats. There was, Winston is he's a decent hero if he's played well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like right now, it's harder because it's just you're just soloed. It's just one tank,
Yeah, it is harder. I couldn't even imagine playing tank right now. It would be so much pressure and stress.
I mean, if you have a good team, it's great. Like, the main thing with Winston is like I love if I get an Ashe that hits her shots or like a Sojourn, then it doesn't matter because you don't have to worry about damage as much as you're just causing confusion and chaos.
But people that solo queue tank, they're like sadists. I just don't get it.
Oh, that's me probably.
Sounds like hell.
Well, but I'm also smart. Like if I have a shit team, I'm just gonna go Orisa. You know what I mean? The whole time. I'm just like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
I went through 2 spawns as Winston. I had no comms. Nobody backed me up. I died instantly. Okay, cool. You don't know how to play with a monkey? Easy. I'll just switch.
Mm-hmm.
What bums me out?
Nice. A lot of people don't have that insight.
Oh, I know. I know. And now it depends. If I pop off and it's like, okay, like I get lucky when I play Winston, primarily even in ranked because it's always like the weak link is always my DPS. It's not my healer, and so that in that regard, I'm able to make up for it because I just play like, hey, I'm going to play extra aggressive. You guys all need to play conservatively with our weak person. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's like, do I feel bad saying that out loud? Yeah, but it gets the job done. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, it's I don't know. I just wish more people paid attention. Like there's a big lack of like like I said, I'm not the best at countering all the heroes. Like there's sometimes like I'm locked in a role and we get a bastion and I'm like, I could play a better counter, but like it's not my job because I get frustrated. And even though I'm like, no, I should just switch regardless. You know?
Crazy how many games like, so I may not have like the technical skill of like a lot of the higher rank players, but I have like more game sense than 99% of the people that I play with. And it makes it's so hard and frustrating, like actually infuriating. People just do not use their brain. Like they don't understand how the game works. I'm like, how did you get here? Like what world are you living in? Like, and it's just so frustrating. But I mean, that's part of playing like an online team based.
Well, I think we talked about that on like episode 2. Like the reason I stopped playing Overwatch 1 was like I couldn't climb out of like high gold, low plat because the rest of the people that were there, I'm like, you all have the intelligence of bronze players. Like I should not be paired up with you. And like, yeah, that's kind of on me, but at the same time, it's like the game shouldn't work like that. You know what I mean?
Yesterday I had a game.
Oh no.
We couldn't even cap first on I forget what map it was. We couldn't cap first. We had a soldier. So the enemy team had a Reinhardt. We had a soldier in the back flanking, had 5 kills at the end of the game. 5 kills and like 3,000 damage. And he's just out there in the back line running around doing I don't know what. Nobody was killing him. He wasn't killing anyone. And like he could have had so much more value if he just stood with us, shot the Rhine shield. Like what? It was so bad. I'm like, how are these people in my games? How are you real? I feel like sometimes when like the game is dead, they put actual AIs in the game to act as teammates.
Yeah, like okay, you're gonna act. It's like here, bot. You're a flank character, but we're gonna random choose your hero.
It was a fun game.
I mean, I think nothing makes me want to rage quit more than when they are like at the door, right? And you're looking on attack, and you're like, hey, they have a widow. Don't get popped. And then some motherfucker every single time just has to open the top door. It's usually on what is that, Gibraltar?
There's so many.
The push map where it's like the base. Yeah, it's Gibraltar.
Okay.
And it's like there's the low door, the front door, and then the door above. And whenever I'm like, oh yo, there's a widow, someone always has to peek the door above and just every like without fail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy the game thoroughly. I don't know why I like it so much. It's
same.
It makes me crazy, but it's fun somehow.
Especially like I haven't even like I used to always love Overwatch more because of like Mayhem and all the other like the arcade modes and a lot of that stuff. And like I really haven't even been touching that since Overwatch 2 started.
One thing that I really miss is like the workshop stuff. You know, I feel like they should bring the workshop back. That was kind of fun.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe they won't.
I mean, they're probably saving it all to like eventually, you know, like game's dying, workshop time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
little saving grace.
Yeah, but I mean, like the stream numbers are holding well. It seems like the player count's holding pretty solidly. You know what I mean? So I think for now they have the sauce. You know what I mean?
For now, we'll see.
For now, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think that about covers it for this one. Jules, did you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that's it.
Well, let's hit me with your who's your Cassie most wanted corner.
Ramatra. Love that ultimate ability.
Yeah, I love it. Mine is just gonna be May.
Okay.
Not because I've been fighting good May players, but because all my teammates haven't known how to deal with a May. And so I'm like, it's not that hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that hard. I've been in the annoying May where it's like the amount of times tanks, especially in gold, don't remember that like she can put a wall behind me and separate me from my team. Oh my god, it's like a thing of beauty. Like especially Sigma moves so damn slow. It's so easy to just like, oh, there's a wall. Okay, let's rush him. Oh, he's dead. Tight, and you just rickroll through the rest of the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mays that are good with their icicles, super annoying.
So yeah, I think I don't think that that's that difficult to do with the icicles. I think it's like knowing your placement, like knowing when to rush, knowing when to use your wall, knowing when to.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure. But
if
like
you
the
get the
mains
right
that
rotation-
really hit those shots with the icicles,
Yeah.
that's really, really annoying.
Oh, especially you being a Mercy main, yeah.
Yeah. I have like
I mean-
no HP, so
Yeah, I mean that's my favorite thing is like you get them, especially if you get like the Pharah Mercy combo and you're man, you snipe the Mercy out of the sky. It's just so you feel so satisfied, even if you
that's
immediately
one
get
thing.
destroyed.
That's one
by
thing
the
about Pharah Mercy that drives me crazy is like people don't know that you need to kill the Mercy. Like the Pharah's not gonna die until you kill the Mercy.
Yes,
Like
yes.
you need to just kill the Mercy. Don't shoot the
Oh, yeah.
Pharah, find the Mercy and kill her.
Oh yes, I love fighting that duo as Tor because if they're not paying attention, like it's you split them. That's what you do. Like whatever one your turret's gonna auto shoot somebody, so I just shoot the Mercy and then hope that my turret starts shooting the Pharah, and then one of them panics and drops. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. But anyways, everybody, thanks for checking this out. It's been another episode of the GGEZ pod. You can find us everywhere on social media at that. It's just at GGEZ pod. You know what I mean? Let's just rock and roll, you know?
Yep.
I'm Joel Cupcake. And that's BBJulez. And I guess just thanks for being here. Thanks for checking out the show. We will be back soon with some more. We promise. I promise. It's always my fault. It's never Julianne's fault. She's a fucking angel. She's an angel. All right, bye.
I appreciate you. Bye.